we're doing the fire hydrant assignment today. We're doing part one. We're going to do some cropping and selecting. And what else? Red text means take notes. Okay, so Photoshop is a raster-based program. It uses pixels. Raster means it uses pixels. So in Illustrator, it was vector. It was using lines and formulas. Photoshop deals with pixels. Okay. Oh, this is off the screen here. I'm going to have to hit a little escape here. All right, let's take a look at this. Pixel is small square. Write this down. Okay, write this down. Okay. And okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to get started with Photoshop. Okay, so we're going to get started with Photoshop. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go File, Open. Okay, and you're going to open up the picture that you have. Okay, so you're going to open up the picture that you have. And then what we want to do is we want to go File, Save As. Okay, and we're going to save it not as a PNG or a JPEG, but as a Photoshop file, a .psd. Okay, so we're going to save it as a .psd, and you're going to save it in your folder with your name on it in a folder called Composition, in a folder with your name, Fire Hydrant. Okay, so we're going to save it as a Photoshop file. Okay. But I've already done it, so I'm going to hit cancel. All right, that's the first thing. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to double check a couple of things. So we're going to go to image, and we're going to go to image size, and we're going to set the image size to 300, okay, the resolution, okay, because 300 is good for printing, okay. If you're going to put this in a magazine or print it out or make a photo of it, it needs to be 300. 600 is too much, okay. 72 would be good for the internet, okay, but not high enough quality for a picture. Okay, so we're going to set the resolution to 300. Click OK. Okay, and it makes it look like it's shrinking it down, but it really is not shrinking it down. Okay. All right, so we're going to set the resolution to 300. 300 is good for printing, which is high quality. 72 is fine for the internet, but 72 is not good enough for what we're trying to do. All right, so we're going to let that do its thing. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is, okay, we're going to crop it. So you can see I've got stuff I don't want, so I'm going to go here to the crop tool, and I'm going to say, all right, I want my fire hydrant to be, I want right here. So I'm going to try to get a nice framing of it. I'm going to try to get it in the PowerPoints, and if I need to like twist it, like if I wanted to twist it, I could. So you can, if you took a crooked picture, you can straighten it out here, and then I hit enter, and I get it. All right, so first we save it, we set the resolution, and we crop it. Okay, so now we're ready for the next piece. Let's see what's next on the list here. Okay, so we're going to use non-destructive techniques, but before we do that, we have to select stuff, because before we play, we have to select something. So let me teach you how to select. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to zoom in to my fire hydrant right here. Okay, and I'm going to go to path 1. Okay, you don't have to do that, but well, I guess you could make a path 1. So you could click right there, make a new path called path 1, and then you're going to go to the pen tool, right? But instead of drawing stuff with the pen tool, we're going to select stuff with the pen tool. So we're going to make sure it's not on this, on making a shape, but we're going to make a path. All right, and so you're going to use the pen tool just like you normally would, right? So we're going to draw with the pen tool. We'll draw with the pen tool. Okay, we'll click here, draw with the pen tool. Then we want to change direction, so we're going to hit Alt, and we want this actually to go nowhere. So we're going to go click, and we're going to drag. Anyway, so I'm not going to do that whole thing, but we're going to select the fire hydrant, right? Okay, so I'm going to go to, so I've already selected the fire hydrant over here. I did the work ahead of time. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on this path, or I've already done the work of selecting the fire hydrant, and I'm going to load it as a selection. Okay? Okay, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, let's say, actually, I'm going to double click on the hand here so to see the whole thing. I actually don't want to play with, maybe we will. Okay, so I'm going to mess around with the fire hydrant. So but I don't want to destroy the fire hydrant. I don't want to erase the fire hydrant. I don't want to do any of that stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a, not a layer mask. I'm going to make a new adjustment layer. So let's see, I want to do a, I don't know, what do we want to do? Let's do a color balance, okay? And so I'm making this layer so this layer is a color balance. I'm going to say, oh, let's change it a lot to magenta, and let's make it a little bit of blue, right? And the good thing is haven't really changed anything because I can just turn that whole layer off. So it's just an adjustment layer that adjusts that layer. Okay, now let's do a different thing. So let's go back to my path, okay? And I'm going to go to the work path, and I'm going to select it, okay? Now I don't want to mess around with the fire hydrant. I'm going to go select inversion. I'm going to select everything but the fire hydrant. Okay, I'm going to go back to layers, and I'll click on this layer. I want to play around with this layer, so I'm going to make another layer to deal with that. So I'm going to click on, oh, let's see, what do I want to do? Oh no, let's try this. So let's go, I want to go to, no, I don't know what to do. Hold on, let me think this through. All right, so let's do, no, we don't want to do that. Edit. Undo. We won't do a layer mask. What we'll do instead is we'll do another adjustment layer. Let's do I don't know. Let's do a black and white. Okay, so we get our new black and white thing, and you can see that it changed that to black and white, right? Okay, so you can do all sorts of things and keep playing with it, and that is your first lesson for